On this episode, we talk about what's been shut down.
Yeah, there are very few places to go where more than 250 people can be at the same place at the same time.
Yeah, fortunately, one of those isn't a bathroom. But even animals are using up all the toilet paper.
So wash your hands. Wait, what? Animals using toilet paper?
Yeah, just hang around. Oh, get it? Hang around like toilet paper hangs around? No, yeah, just hang around and you'll find out what happened.
Or should we just hang around your body? You know, like a large donut to keep people away from each other? That social distancing thing?
Yeah, people are doing that too. This is going to be a weird one. Let's start the show. Coming at you in 3. Welcome to What Happened to the World Today, or Don't Know Shit. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott, and this is a tale of how bad life decisions led to a YouTube show and podcast.
And we're going to talk about what's going on in the world right now. And what's going on in the world right now is unbelievable.
It's insanity. The media is just going ape shit nuts.
As you can see from behind me, when we talk about pictures, I have a picture of the shelves. This is an Albertsons. And that is just some kind of thing hanging. Those are like trays. That's not food hanging behind my head there.
Right.
The black things are display trays. And the whole shelves, that's empty. There is no food on those. That's the bread aisle.
Yes.
But I'm okay. I will survive. I have my rations. I have my flatbread. I have my Swiss cheese. I've got my protein bars. I've got water.
Our bread aisles were fine. Our toilet paper
Really?
aisles were completely empty.
You guys had bread?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. We have no bread.
Not
No
even the
bread
bakeries
anywhere.
were that sold out.
No bread anywhere. There was bread in the bakeries. There was rolls, but there was no white bread, you know?
Right. Yeah, no. The bread was fine. Toilet paper was completely gone, and I do mean completely gone.
Yeah, they don't have a problem keeping that in stock. So
Right.
I'll be eating my rations here while the rest of you are eating your rations. All of Nevada schools are closed. The Wynn Casino is closed. Most of the shows are shut down.
And I'm getting really nervous about my vacation.
Oh, Hawaii's shut down.
Yeah, well, we're not going to Hawaii. We're going to Mexico, and so
No, I know
far,
that.
that's not a problem.
But yeah, it's I'll be eating my rations here.
Why are you eating them now? You're supposed to save them for later.
You know what the funny part is? As long as we're not locked into houses and can't travel, there's plenty of healthy food left in the store.
Oh, yeah.
All the vegan and vegetarian food
It's
still on the
there.
shelves, baby.
That's right.
Still on the shelf.
Yes, we only want the stuff that's going to last forever.
So,
Which,
Well, I'm
speaking
good.
of that, we just watched a movie called Mortal
World War Z.
Engines.
what?
Mortal Engines. It came out last year or maybe the year before that. It's in the future, and cities are mobile.
Mortal Engines.
And London is traveling around gobbling up smaller cities to, keep it going.
Released November 23rd, 2018.
Yes. And it turned out to be a really good movie, and I'd never heard of it before. It's just the fluke that
Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson produced it.
Yes. But the thing that was really cool is, of course, they didn't use the right word. They called them Inkies instead of Twinkies. But there's a scene in there where the two that are on the run, the girl is eating something and tosses him half of it finally. He looks at it, he goes, "Do you realize this expired 1,000 years ago?" She goes, "They're Inkies. They last forever." It's so true.
So does this sound right? This tale could have been a bit more whimsical and a little less grim. More Wizard of Oz and less Mad Max. Does that sound accurate?
I disagree with what they say. I think the movie was poignant. There was some
It says Mortal Engines could have been pardoned for all of its excessiveness and missteps had it simply stuck to the job of offering a fun ride. Yeah, it's got a rating of a 4.0.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's, not Lord of the Rings. It's not, the Matrix trilogy or anything like that, but
Oh, it's not supposed to be.
the special effects were freaking awesome.
Where'd you get? Oh, where'd you see it?
At home.
Okay.
It was on cable.
Netflix, Hulu.
Channel 400 and something, so it's part of my cable.
Well, it was a cable channel.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna keep eating my rations.
Okay.
So so all the conspiracy theories are starting out now. That this is a test for something bigger.
Yes.
You know, to see what people will do. Really though, is the secondary symptoms or side effects of coronavirus excessive crapping?
I know. It's just funny. No, it's not. It's the flu. Basically, it's a super flu. That's what it is.
Does flu give you
Diarrhea. But, you know, I don't recall the flu as that being prevalent in the flu.
what? Poop?
Diarrhea, yes. Not to say that it is not a possibility.
Watery diarrhea is one of the first signs of stomach flu, but this is not stomach flu.
No.
This is respiratory.
Correct. Which is why it's taking out older people. And that's what's got, you know, that's what's decimating Italy right now is their senior population is what got hit with this and is just wiping them out. It's what's got me worried about Harrison Ford because I really like Harrison Ford.
What about Harrison Ford? He has it?
Yes. Wasn't it Harrison Ford?
Tom Hanks and his wife.
Tom Hanks. Oh, Tom Hanks. Why did I think Harrison Ford?
That's what I want to know. Maybe you heard something I didn't know.
No. Yeah.
Then you could be like everybody going, the Simpsons predicted that Tom Hanks was going to get the flu. All righty.
All I know is
because we don't know shit.
All I know is that my cat built a 3-wing condo, so she had some place to keep out of social activity.
Did she build it with the food in there? And those are different restaurants that she can go check out?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, nowhere in here does it say about respiratory flu. They keep taking me back to saying that stomach flu.
Yes.
Do you poop more when you have a cold? Turns out you poop more when you have a cold. Okay. Thanks to test on, but again, influenza, which is stomach flu.
Yes.
What about respiratory flu?
Well, see, it's not there. It's respiratory virus. It's not. It's like the flu, but it's not. It's a virus.
Corona. I'm trying to figure out who told people to buy
toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, I know. It's just absolutely ridiculous. My friends at the you know, because Piggly Wiggly sponsors the meat on my cooking show. And
it may spread via poop.
Yep. He was just completely freaked out. He said, we cannot believe how much toilet paper people are buying. It's like, you know, you run out of toilet paper, you use the newspaper. In the 17 and 1800s, they used magazines.
Okay. So here is why that – did I tell my joke already? I don't think I did. But here's why everybody is buying toilet paper. Because when you're at the store and there's 1,000 people in the store, when one person sneezes, 1,000 people poop their pants.
Okay.
Okay. I did that. But bidets, just go buy a bidet.
Exactly. Or just take a shower.
And if you take a shower, then you just go buy some cheap sandals. And you do like they do in prison. You just poop stomp it right through the drain.
There you go.
My wife says, if I catch you doing that, I go, they go to the same drain.
That's right.
They do.
What was that Jeff Foxworthy one? You know, you might be in a redneck restaurant when you call the front desk and you say, hey, I got a leak in the sink. And he says, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I have not heard that one. So should I stop eating my rations is what you're saying?
Well, you know, you should save them for, you know, when the zombie apocalypse starts, because I'm sure that's what this whole thing is turning into.
You're testing it? Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's really weird? You know, we talked about all the toilet paper going out. Would you believe that even out in the middle of nowhere, the kangaroos have realized that there's a problem with toilet paper disappearing?
The kangaroos have noticed it?
Yes.
Why? The kangaroos are starting to eat the toilet paper?
They're eating toilet paper now, just so that, you know, I guess they figure since they don't really have long enough arms, they can't wipe their butts if they eat the toilet paper. If they
it'll just come out clean.
Yeah.
I'm eating more rations.
There you go. So, but yeah, here there's a campground 6 hours drive from the coast. So this is what's called Lilpenia Pound. It's in South Australia, and it is basically desert. So it's, you know, the kangaroos have become tame because they interact with the tourists. So they were kind of freaked out to notice that the kangaroos are in the restrooms eating the toilet paper.
Okay,
they're like,
so
they must be reading the newspaper.
Here's why they're eating the toilet paper, in case you were wondering. You do forget that Australia is still on fire, right?
That is true.
There's no food. There's no food for kangaroos.
But if you think about it, in the desert, there's not really a fire, so that's not the case there.
There's still food in the desert. The kangaroos wouldn't live there.
That's not what I said. I said there's no fire in the desert. The fire is in the other areas where the trees are, and the grasses.
And where are the kangaroos?
Well, these kangaroos are in the desert area.
So what you're telling me is there's these magical kangaroos that live in the desert area of Australia where there's no food and they still live.
No, you keep saying no food. I said no fire.
So what you're telling me is
2 different stories.
You have 3 rooms to go into. Which room do you choose? Do you go into the room that has the raging fire, all consuming? Do you go into the room that's filled with water and keep filling and filling and filling and filling? Or do you go into the room with the lions, the 18 lions that are super hungry? They are so hungry that they haven't been fed in a very, very long time. Which room do you go into?
I'd probably go into the one with the lions.
Why?
Because they're probably just lying about not eating.
They haven't been fed in a long time. They're probably dead.
Oh.
Like the kangaroos in the desert where there's no food.
I don't know. You're silly.
You are.
So, anywho's, enough of the kangaroos.
All right. So what else is going on in Australia?
Well, that's what I thought was really cool. I found 2 stories in Australia. Obviously, our show's called What Happened to the World, not What Happened to Las Vegas and Delavan, Wisconsin.
Right. What happened to the world today?
One of the things that they've been drilling in, and you're hearing it all over the place, if people remember to wash their hands and cover up their mouth when they sneeze with their arm instead of their hands, diseases would not spread anywhere near as fast. And that's very true.
And we've talked about this before.
Yes.
People's life expectancies were way shorter before the invention of what modern invention that increased them from living to like 20 to 30 being old to being able to live to 60, 70, 80 years old. What was that one invention?
Soap.
Nope. Indoor plumbing. The ability to take feces and take it away from you
in a sanitary fashion.
Take it to a sanitary fashion is what stopped people from getting disease. That's why they had diseases. There's still laws on the book that you can't spit in the street. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. But that is why people are able to live longer. The biggest invention isn't a medicine, isn't anything else. It is the fact that we can be more sanitary with our waste. So wash your damn hands, people. It is bad enough that we have to teach people to flush the toilet when they're done.
Yeah.
No, if it's yellow, let it mellow. No, flush the damn toilet and wash your damn hands. Now, how long should you wash your hands for?
3.2 seconds.
No. At least 20 seconds. And you don't rub them back and forth like this. This is the part that you got to get in there and wring the fingers. Get where the germs are in between the fingers. Sing the happy birthday song. If you sing yourself happy birthday, you'll wash your hand for the proper length of time.
That is correct.
And warm water and soap. Somebody said sing You Gotta Have Faith by George Michael.
Okay.
I would sing it if I knew the words.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you gotta have faith. Hey,
not only that, the song's a lot longer than 20 seconds.
Yeah, well, but again, who knows the words to that? Like almost everybody knows the
happy birthday.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to what happened in Australia about washing your hands. There was a gentleman out there who just happens to be a skywriter. So to make things interesting, he wrote, "Wash your hands in the sky." How cool is that?
Okay, I just realized I looked up the words. Sorry, I know it's funny, but wash your hands in the sky.
Well, just wash hands.
Look at walk up, wash your hands. But well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody's got a body like you.
Yeah.
But I got to think twice before I give my heart away. And I know all the games you play because I played them too.
Gotta have faith.
Yeah, but that's all the way down. That's like the second verse or the third verse. Because you got to have faith. I got to have faith. Because you got to have faith. I got to have faith. That's it. I thought there was more than that of the faith part, but that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, it's only one verse. Oh, well. Okay.
So maybe you could just sing that verse twice. You're all right.
Just sing happy birthday.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
And sing it out loud when you're in the bathroom. That's even more fun. But yeah, so I mean, will they close? I mean, we're behind, so it may have already happened. But you know, will UPS and FedEx shut down at some point?
Yeah, well, I don't know because that's everything's being delivered. Like, you know, we had pizza for dinner tonight, which was awesome, and it was delivered.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So far, there doesn't seem much any problem out where we're at. And
we have a story about pizza.
Yeah, well, kind of, yes. That's down at the end of the show.
Should we jump to it now?
Nah, because we got to finish this because this is a series of the same subject matter. We're going to start the show with
But you brought up the pizza. Let's derail it.
All right, let's derail the show because Steve never derails a show, ever.
No, and we'll come back to it, okay? So, Steve's Pizza. How about that? Battle Creek, Michigan. Now, that's by you. You just got to go across the lake.
Yeah, it's close.
Closer than me.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know how long. This place has been there like forever.
Right.
And in a place like Steve's Pizza, what the hell, right? Well, let's put it this way. The couple that got the pizza hasn't been there for 25 years. And the guy who's managing the place is only 18 years old. So the place has been around. But Steve's Pizza has been around for a while. Okay? So Steve Pizza got a phone call. Oh, so it's only 225 miles away from Indianapolis.
Right.
Got a phone call. Steve's Pizza in Battle Creek. Got a phone call from Indianapolis going, "Hey, could you deliver a pizza to us?" I'm like, okay. So first off, folks, no, that's not what they asked. But they said, "Hey, could you send like a letter or something?" Because the daughter asked for the father, who had just been diagnosed with cancer, and it just took a turn for the worse, and he was in the ICU. So they weren't sure. And he's always talked about like how every year they would go and get pizza from the place for them and bring it out to them. But they haven't gone in a while. And when they lived in Battle Creek, that they would save their money up and they would go out and have a pizza. They weren't rich by any stretch of the means during that time, but that was one of their things. They would frequently go there, but you know, that was their pizza. So they said, "Hey, Steve's, could you send us like a little letter or something, you know, because, you know, my father loves your pizza and loved you guys. It would really make his day." So they have a no delivery policy. It's takeout only. But the 18-year-old manager decided to get in his car and drive him 2 pizzas. He drove him 225 miles from Battle Creek to Indianapolis, drove him the pizza there overnight, got there about what, 2-something in the morning?
2:30 in the morning, 3.5-hour drive.
Yeah, 2:30 in the morning. Then you know, the daughter goes, hey, you know, let's get your hotel room. Nope, I got to be back to work the next day. He turned around and he drove back so he could be at the store the next day. How cool is that?
Pretty cool.
So there's your pizza. Now, did your pizza guy have to drive that far?
Repeat that.
How far did your delivery pizza guy have to drive?
Probably almost that far. I'm going to say at least 6 miles.
Really? So the pizza was cold by the time it got to you too?
God, it was like, I mean, I almost didn't even tip the guy.
Because it was cold?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
And it took him so long to get here.
Yeah. I'd bet.
You know, they told me it was going to be probably an hour delivery, you know.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And it was 37 minutes. So that was terrible.
Yeah, awful. All right. So should we do the positive message, or do you want to do the?
Well, we'll finish this negative thing, sort of negative thing, but
that's not negative. Well, I think it's funny because
it's funny. They're also saying the big thing right now is they're trying to get people not to panic, but to create a social boundary.
Well, space, right?
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before on the show. Personal boundaries are different by where you live in the world.
Yes.
In China and Japan, your personal space,
it's like
is
2
nothing.
inches.
Yeah, you're right up against a person, and no problem at all getting in, leaning up against somebody, touching somebody, because you got to have faith. I want to touch your body. Okay, so I guess it is all tying in. But yeah, and coming up in April, I'm going to run the 5K again, the donut run.
There you go.
And if you run it with an air tube around you, which is like a donut. I mean,
yes.
It's decorated like a donut. It's a donut inner tube.
Yes.
You get an extra trophy. But you got to run it with the inner tube around you. So this guy made a giant donut to enforce his space.
Yes.
But here's my question. It's a huge circle of cardboard. What was the distance that he gave himself?
3 feet around himself.
So 3 feet. So that means however wide he is.
Yes.
Plus an additional 3 feet.
Correct.
So let's give the guy the benefit of the doubt and say he's skinny. Not.
He's not.
And it's only 1 foot.
Yeah.
That means there's a 7-foot space around this guy at all the times.
Correct.
Has this guy never, ever been in a building before?
Right.
You know, you can't get in an elevator with that. You can't go through doors with that.
No, can't even go up and down stairs.
Escalator with that. Or stairs. I mean, yeah, he could tip it and do that. But I'm like,
sure.
It would have been better if he would have made a square.
Well, yeah, but, you know.
Or a hexagon.
The thing that I'm looking at on this thing is the thickness of this, too. This is some heavy-duty cardboard.
Now, did he work at a cardboard place? Or, geez, that is thick looking in the picture.
It really is.
Okay, and it is pretty funny. The story was in Popular Mechanics. So,
yes.
Okay, so folks, all he did was take the piece of cardboard, make it a circle, cut a circle he could fit in, and then he just tied strings through it, just strings. They're ropes that go over like suspenders. It wasn't some kind of massive, what Popular Mechanics style, like, oh, he made these suspenders offset the weight, and you could tip it, and it would automatically turn so you could get through to. No, that's all it was. It was just a huge circle of cardboard. How thick was it? Does it say?
No, it doesn't.
And it says on suspenders. Those do not look like suspenders in the picture. The pictures suck.
Yes.
All right. But, okay, let's give them the benefit that they're suspenders. That's it.
Yeah. But
you get in Popular Mechanics for that.
2 inches thick.
Hey, Popular Mechanics. I put a string through my sleeves and put clothespins on them and tied the string through the clothespins and put the clothespins in my gloves. So I took my gloves off. They would just hang there. Put me in Popular Mechanics.
There you go. I think it would be a good idea. It would make you famous.
That's crazy. Oh, well. So it's a social distance. Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever. All right. Not happy. Not happy.
All right. It's that time.
But make me happy. I want some genuine positivity.
Who's going to do it, though?
You want me to do it?
Well,
I'll do it. I'll do the genuine positivity
Oh,
message.
okay.
Thanks for asking. All right. Here is the genuine positivity message as penned by Funguy the Entertainer. Ooh. Life is like a car battery. Sometimes it's charged up and ready to go, and other times it's low and it needs a boost. There's a positive side and a negative side, and both are what makes the battery work. No matter how low you feel, how short you are of that charge, it's only the positive side that charges you back up. Don't let it go out the negative. Let that positivity charge you up. So get a charge out of life and feed that positive side. Thank you, Funguy the Entertainer.
Yay. You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for such a
Animated read?
iteration.
Yeah, because I did change a little bit of it.
I noticed that.
Not and on purpose too. I could have read it as is, but that's the worst part about me being an actor. I have a very hard time delivering the lines as is.
Yes, you are. Well, both of us are very similar to Robin Williams in the fact that we like to improvise.
I don't know if it's like to improvise, but I only speak in certain cadences, and if you don't write in my cadence, it's very hard to understand what I'm trying to say. Just like when you asked me earlier, what were you saying? I have a certain cadence. Uh-oh. Did you disappear on me?
I don't think so.
You're just quiet. Okay. Scared me for a second.
I was trying to think of what the cadence count was from marching, and I just
one and a two? What are you, Lawrence?
No,
One and a two.
No, not those kind of cadence marches.
I don't know, but I've been told.
Yeah, that kind of cadence march.
Marching bad cadences.
Well, because the ones that we did when I was marching were a little bit risque.
Probably not anymore.
Well, no, nowadays they'd be considered normal, but back then they were considered risque. So if you ever watched the ones from the Clint Eastwood movie, what was it with the Gulf War? Heartbreak Ridge.
Heartbreak Ridge.
Some of the ones that they do there are pretty naughty. And of course, I think Bill Murray does one too that's pretty naughty, and the one that he did.
Oh yeah, I forget what they were though. Yeah,
when they stole the super duper motorhome.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh crud. Yeah, I can't remember that one.
So, but anywho's, speaking of cadences, Canadian bands, instead of doing cadences, they tried to get themselves in the Guinness Book of World Record.
Huh? How are you getting the Guinness World Book of World Records?
Well, what you do is you perform a concert deep, deep, deep underground, the deepest ever.
So they do Flat Bottom Girls when they're doing it?
That would be funny, but what's even funnier is the name of the band is the Shaft Bottom Boys, and their concert was held
and now, ladies and gentlemen, the Shaft Bottom Boys perform Flat Bottom Girls.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Hello.
They were 1,893.8 meters below sea level.
Yeah, but how many feet is that? I'm in America, so we did it for what happened to the world today. So that's meters, but how many feet is that?
6,213 feet, 3.05 inches.
It's crazy. How many miles is that?
That'd be what, a mile and a quarter?
I don't know. That's why I asked.
Actually, it's about a mile and
1.176. Oh, almost like Pi Day last week. We forgot to talk about Pi Day.
Oh, we missed Pi Day.
We did miss Pi Day.
But anyway, they played a 50-minute concert that deep underground.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it says it was a fundraiser effort for the Science North Summer Camps and Charity Miners for Cancer.
Okay, so that's great that they're doing that. But, did they bring people down there, or how'd they do it? They just, they didn't talk about that.
No, it's kind of annoying when they do that. They obviously had to have, people had to pay to be part of it. Otherwise, where the money be coming from?
Yeah, how would it be a fundraiser?
So I'm assuming that, people were down there because this is a huge mine. It's I should have mentioned that because I saw it earlier up here. Vales Cretan Mine in Greater Sudbury, Ontario. Crichton.
So, well, then let's tie this back into the coronavirus. So, Italy's on lockdown, right?
Yes.
So, you know what they're doing? Because in Italy, more than well, I can't. What city in the United States would have a lot of balconies where you couldn't go out on a balcony? Like, does New York have a lot of balconies? I know Chicago does in the neighborhoods. They have balconies. But,
Right.
like, Italy is, like, famous for the balconies down the streets, right?
Yes. All
So
the big cities have them, but it's,
Yes. So you know what they're doing in Italy since they're all on lockdown? A couple, whoever, like, on that block that can play instruments are going out on their balconies.
Yes.
And they're all jamming. They're doing concerts, I guess. I don't know if you call it a concert.
No,
They're still social distancing.
Yes.
But could you imagine the
it's like
echo
a
down
jam
the street?
session.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool though? Like out on their balcony with the echo down the street.
It would.
I think that would be actually pretty cool.
I don't know. I've had this thing of where I wanted to set up my sound system, and just for shits and giggles. I don't know if you remember when U2 used to do this, when they'd be traveling, they'd go up to the top of a building with no notice and just put on an impromptu concert.
Yes.
Okay.
But then the large crowds would form and the police would be called and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes. Obviously, I don't have the kind of draw that they do, but I love to perform and I love to entertain people. So I've always thought it'd be kind of cool to set up a thing and do a quick 20-minute show and then just disappear again. And something
cool.
like that.
That could be fun.
The problem is my stuff requires power because otherwise, when you're outdoors, it doesn't carry like an instrument does.
You can get a generator.
Yes, that's true. I have one. But then,
I've done shows with generators.
Yeah. So, and ever since watching the movie Here Comes the Boom, I've always
Here comes the what?
Here Comes the Boom.
Why do I know that but don't know that?
It's a funny movie.
Well, okay, so we need to come up with that then, don't we? All right, so Scott's first recommendation is crap. I already forgot the name of the movie. What was the name of the movie? Okay, that's your second recommendation, but thanks for following along.
Oh, Mortal Engines.
Mortal Engine. Yes. I got to write that down because I want to see that.
There's another one that I just started watching too, and it's like a deed. Oh, man, I'm going to have to look. Oh, shoot. All right, go ahead and talk.
About what? About Mortal Engines?
Our next
I don't
subject.
know anything about the movie. I don't know anything about the movie Mortal Engines.
Okay, no.
And Canadian band playing in the deepest tunnel, and then Italy. So from here, I mean, we're completely changing subjects here.
Yeah, let's just change subjects.
We'll jump over.
That's right. We'll do that.
So,
we'll come back to this next week. I'll come up with a no recommendation for next week. How's that?
All right. Well, that is not going to do us any good, but okay. So should we continue to do this or?
Sure.
Or should we skip to another subject or what are we doing?
Yeah, we'll go to the next subject.
I've been talking and vamping for now 2 minutes, and you, instead of taking that as the vamp so I can stay on the subject.
Because you're asking me questions, that means I have to talk to you.
They were rhetorical.
They were rhetorical questions.
Yes. And you know what rhetorical means?
Do I?
It means Scott shuts up and Steve just talks.
Yeah,
that's what happens. So, okay, fine.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Alita, Battle Angel.
What the hell's that?
Another movie that I'm finding to be really, really interesting. Another movie about the future.
Well, give me. Oh, God.
So I've only watched half of it, and I'm finding it to be incredibly interesting. So I can't wait to see the end of it. Okay. I'll watch that tonight.
Cool. All right. So Now we should move on to our last and final subject,
Yes.
which I found very interesting. One of the things that they talk about with solar, the reason solar is so bad is because of the fact that you can't store the power. But do you know that there's a breakthrough with solar energy that you can use recycled aluminum to store the energy with no batteries?
They're working on it. I heard that, but I didn't think
No. It's been around. It's been around since 2006.
Really?
Hello. I'm sorry. 2016. Don't know shit. 2016. Okay. This started this project in 2016. Okay. And I'm not exactly sure how this exactly works, but they pull the aluminum out, so we don't need any batteries, right?
Right.
So we don't need any of the rare earth minerals and all that crap. And it says photons are absorbed by the solar panels on your roof, entering a system where the aluminum alloy is heated so that it moves from a solid to a liquid. Okay, that allows for the storage of an incredibly dense amount of energy within the material and can be sent as heat into a Stirling generator and turned into electricity on demand. Zero emissions.
Yeah, and a lower cost.
And a lower cost. No fossil fuels, no uranium rods or pellets, no diesel fuel. Plus, this can go anywhere, and aluminum can constantly, and when I say constantly, I mean like forever and a day, be melted down and hardened.
Right.
It does not degrade at all. That means no degradation means no loss.
Right. It doesn't break down.
Aluminum doesn't evaporate. Doesn't
It's not
change.
like lost packets in the internet.
Right. Is that amazing?
It is.
Why are we not using this stuff?
And the device is called a Stirling generator that creates this. It uses biogas from landfills.
That's what I said.
I didn't hear you say Stirling generator.
Yeah, the heat into a Stirling generator and turn directly into electricity on demand. But now you're describing the Stirling generator, so go ahead. You can describe the Stirling generator. But isn't that crazy?
It is. The other thing that I like about this subject, this story, is Walworth County is considering allowing the second largest solar site in the state right in our area.
Then you need to get politically involved and you need to turn them on to the Stirling generator.
Yeah.
Because the exceptional thing about this system is, in theory, it is as scalable as necessary. As scalable, meaning you can produce up to 100 kilowatts per hour or 100 megawatts per hour.
Yeah.
How the heck? That's amazing.
It is.
Why are we not using this?
Well, because the petroleum industry,
the wrong people got their money in this.
Exactly. Has a lot more lobbyists.
Man, that's crazy. So I need to find me one of these bad boys.
Yeah, I'm going to have to let my buddy who builds robots know about it. He probably already knows about it because he's.
Bet she doesn't. Bet she doesn't.
So, because he does crazy things like drives rods into the ground and lights his garage electricity up with rods just in the ground.
Yeah. Well, you could run the wires around and collect all the electricity that's in the air.
Yeah. He likes doing that kind of stuff. Like I said, I'm a nerd. He's an actual geek. He loves that kind of stuff.
That's good.
He does experiments.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty amazing. I mean, you want to talk about, being able to be self-sufficient, quarantine me, here we go, right?
Exactly.
That's crazy. So we've run our course today, believe it or not.
We did.
But
and I'm curious about something.
What are you curious about?
Do you think we've reached the peak of our talent, or do you still got a ways to go?
Oh, you've totally reached the peak. You're so far past your peak and prime.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
No problem, man. But I was just wondering if we were.
Just remember, I know where you live.
I was wondering if we were peaking on our audio, and it was just, hitting the top part where the waves start squaring out.
Exactly.
Like,
Well, our new word of the week is peak, and it's not really a new word, but it is one of those words that actually got into the dictionary last year.
But with a new meaning.
Because peak
was in the dictionary.
Yes. Obviously,
So-
like Mountain Peak, which is what the number one thing was. But
Or her peaks.
now it means
Or
being at
Twin
the height
Peaks.
of popularity or use, popularity, use, or attention, according to the dictionary.
Yeah, you've reached your peak. But I'm like, whatever. Come on. You know, that's, because people use it in the wrong
Slang
term,
world. It
yeah.
originally was slang. You reached your peak. They've talked about that for probably a 100 years that I've heard, that's been used. But now it's in the dictionary as part of real word. Saying that wrong.
The real world.
Sort of. It's
What are you trying to
official.
say?
We'll just say it's official.
Oh, it's in Webster's dictionary.
It
whatever
is.
that means.
And it's like what's on the internet. It's got to be true.
That's right. I'm a French model. Oui, oui.
Wee wee.
Oui, oui.
Because you go wee wee, otherwise you end up with wet pants.
What?
Meh.
You're weird.
Yes, they are.
But with that, I want to say thank you for watching.
And if you feel our show is not a bad life decision,
Now, people subscribe, watch our other shows and channels. Go to whathappened.world. Is it down there? Is it down there? Is it down there?
it is.
I don't know.
It really is.
I can never tell if it's down there or not. But I like when you do the editing. You do a better job than I do. Subscribe to my social media, Scott's social media. You can find it all on whathappened.world. Go to our
You
Facebook,
can.
Twitter, Instagram. I started posting stuff again. I started going to shows.
I noticed that.
I was kind of a jerk to the last psychic show I went to. Did you see the post on that?
No, I haven't seen that one. Last one I saw was the
hey.
Penn and Teller.
Hey, John, why am I here?
I'm here, John. Tell me.
If I ever go to a psychic, that's my question. And I do have a specific answer. I have a question that I'm asking them. I'm there to get the answer to this question. And if they say, why are you here? Well, you want to know this. Boom. I will pay them. I will pay them. I will give them all of my money. How crazy is that?
Well, you're broke, so it doesn't matter.
Well, it's still a lot of money. So with that, I want to say thank you for watching.
We did that already.
Oh, we did?
If you feel our show is not a bad life decision,
please subscribe, watch our shows and channels. Oh, then I have to say live every day.
Be genuinely positive, live and love life.
No, you were supposed to be the psychic.
Oh. I can't remember what your line is anymore because you screwed me up.
Live every day, and we'll see you on the next show.
Be genuine, positive, live and love life, and please, 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 wash your hands and have a good one.
crazy. And don't you still amaze me.